High school days are when memories are made. The friends, the teachers, the experiences. Most of the time, those buildings where all those memories are made hold no sentimental value. In Abilene, Texas, that's not the case. The historic Abilene High School is the subject of a restoration effort to preserve the building for future generations. For now, though, the building sits abandoned, but oh, the stories it can tell.
Texas is full of lost history, from lost cemeteries to abandoned buildings, from the infamous to the obscure. Hitch a ride and travel across the Lone Star State, looking for hints of Texas' colorful past, our lost history. This is Expedition Texas, and we're gonna find it.
Abilene, Texas is home to Dyess Air Force Base and Abilene Christian College. There's also a classic country song where the singer proclaims Abilene as the prettiest town he's ever seen. It's also the home of the Abilene Preservation League.
We advocate and work on preserving old buildings, advocate for their preservation, and then we have 2 properties that we own and maintain. Kind of we're the local preservation organization in Abilene.
The Abilene Preservation League has already brought back several buildings in Abilene from the brink of ruin. Now they have their sights set on the Abilene High School building, which was most recently known as Lincoln Middle School.
It opened in 1923, and I think it had its first class then. Some people refer to it as Lincoln Middle School. Some people refer to it as old historic Abilene High School, and we do historic Abilene High / Lincoln Middle School.
The school district tried to find other uses for the building, but none of those ideas ever came to fruition.
We had been interested in its future for a long time. There were various proposals. It looked like maybe it could be used as the administration building for the school system, but another opportunity came up. So the school board decided to close it and build a middle school to replace it. That happened, or it closed last year. It was active as a school was 2007.
So the last time the building was used was nearly 10 years ago. We love these recently abandoned places because there's still a lot left to see.
I think nearly all of it is there. There's been some, lowered or dropped ceilings, alterations over the years, and things like that. But you'll get pretty much the fabric of it, particularly the auditorium, which is it has the original seats that were installed, and they say AHS on the end caps there. And the original stage is interesting to look at because it's got footlights and things like that you would see in the 20s.
One of the things that attracted me to this particular building is that they say the basement boiler room still exists.
Yeah, the mechanical boiler room is there.
Note to self, must see boiler room. Kind of creepy under here.
There's no telling what else is under there.
Yeah? I think I just saw something run by. I don't think I was alone. We're in Abilene, Texas to explore the 1923 Abilene High School building, more recently known as Lincoln Middle School. Our guide starting off will be Bill Minter. Later, we'll meet an architect who will be working on restoring the old building and repurposing it. For now, Bill will be showing us what is left of the old Abilene High School. Hi, are you Bill?
Yeah. How are you, Bob?
Doing very well.
Good to meet you.
We're here at the old Lincoln Middle School, which I guess was originally
Abilene High School.
Really? Well, this is a big, beautiful building, but you know what kind of caught my eye as soon as I came up the stairs was this looks like the old auditorium through here.
You're right. Should we head that way and take a look?
That looks like a great place to start. I want to see that first.
Okay.
When I first walked up to Bill and introduced myself to him, the first thing I saw through these double doors was this huge auditorium. And I knew that was the first thing we needed to see, so we didn't waste any time. So if I understand correctly, this auditorium was actually added on later. How much later?
I think 3 or 4 years after the other part of the school opened in 23, maybe as late as 29, but probably about 27. But it was needed because it was the it was the biggest place in town for concerts and rehearsals and things like that.
Well, yeah, I imagine lots of seating here, and all of this predating 1930, and just looking around at the architecture, you can tell, as you said, that Abilene really backed their education system.
That's right.
This auditorium was amazing. Definitely a landmark that's worth restoring. I guess the theater nerd in me is very impressed by the auditorium and the stage. And you said the stage had footlights in it originally, right?
Yeah, they kind of pivot up here
Oh,
like this.
wow.
This one has some light bulbs still in it.
So they're kind of hidden in the stage here. So if you don't need them, you don't have to have them
That's
up.
right.
And wow, that's a nice little feature there. But yeah, big, beautiful theater here, and only a small part of what makes this
That's
school
right.
so fantastic.
Most of the little
Huge building.
middle schools today don't have auditoriums, so the parents have to go see their kids perform in band concerts or orchestras and in the cafeteria, which is usually not big enough at all. So
Yeah.
sometimes they're out in the hallway. So this would be
Yeah.
a great addition.
Yeah, and what an investment in the community to have a theater like this at a school. Just as impressive as the hundreds of seats and the massive stage was the huge catwalk, which had lighting and backdrops stored in the loft of the stage. So these stairs, I guess, are where you go up and get to the catwalk. Bill, they could put on some big productions in here.
They had some pretty good ones. Theater careers were launched.
Yes. The Actors Studio. I don't know. You know, I like to explore, but that ladder has been here for a really long time, and it's a long way down there. So that's how you get to the catwalk. We're not going to try that. Seeing that rickety ladder going up to that rickety catwalk and knowing how much I weigh, I decided I didn't really want to explore the catwalk that bad. See, I'm growing up. Aren't you proud of me? They might want to replace the ladder before they do too many big productions in here when they get it opened back up. Bill told me that under the stage there had been some plaster molding stored there. This plaster molding was what they used to make the proscenium arch over the stage, and it had been there since 1923. So you have pieces of the original plaster work under here. Wow, it's kind of creepy under here.
There's no telling what else is under there.
Yeah? Get my flashlight out here and look around.
And that's the plaster we'll rescue some of that and use it to repair some of the existing pieces.
You know, once you get past this this first stop, there's a lot of room back here. I think I just saw something run by.
And we don't have a
I don't think I was
snake kit here.
I don't think I was alone. Somebody left their award, this Super Kitchen Award. Must not have been very proud of it. I think that's a great thing. We're in Abilene, Texas, touring the historic 1923 Abilene High School building with Abilene Preservation Director Bill Mencher. We've seen the school's amazing auditorium, but now it's time to head downstairs to see the cafeteria. Oh, I see lockers. We're definitely in school now. It felt like as we were going down the stairs and turning that we were going under the auditorium. So are we under the auditorium right now?
We are, and I think the stage starts about right here, about where the cafeteria does.
Wow, a whole hall full of classrooms, right? And then this is the cafeteria.
Right.
Oh, wow.
And this lines up with the back of the stage right here, and then the kitchen, the serving line, and everything was over that direction.
Even though all the tables and chairs were gone, you could just almost picture this cafeteria full of kids. So this is where you'd come get lunch when you went to school here, huh?
That's right, the serving line, cafeteria ladies, and everything.
And in relation to the band, with the band hall, auditorium right beside each other, we're under both?
Right, we're right underneath the band hall, which was, the addition started back there where that opening is.
And when would the band hall have been added?
I think probably about 28. It was.
Everything dates back right to that beginning era.
And then the Depression started, so you kind of get a sense that, you know, maybe they were pulling in the horns a little bit. Not too much added in the 30s. But.
Yeah. Somebody left their award, December 2001, Lincoln Middle School, Abilene ISD Food Service Super Kitchen Award.
Right.
Wow. And they just left it hanging there. Must not have been very proud of it. I think that's a great thing. Then through this stainless steel door, we went through and found a lot of the old cafeteria kitchen equipment was still there. They never let me come into the kitchen when I went to school, so I'm checking it out here.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't close the door of the walk-in. It's probably.
You know, I'm glad you told me that. I tend to mess around with the doors, and I'm glad I didn't this time. You know, some really nice ovens down here. I guess when the new school came along and they had everything they needed, they didn't really need these anymore, but look at that. Found the bathrooms. The lunch lady bathrooms.
And through this door and across the hall is the old boiler room basement.
Oh, wow. Let's go check it out. That's what I want to see. We're in Abilene, Texas, touring the historic 1923 high school building, later known as Lincoln Middle School. The Abilene Historic Preservation League is working to preserve the landmark building. We started the tour with Preservation League Director Bill Mentor, but he's about to hand us off to architect Rick Weatherall, who will show us the old boiler room. But first, Rick wants to show us the 1928 Eagle's Nest Gym, where he has some personal memories.
Well, Bob, I was telling you about Rick Weatherall. I'd like for you to meet him. He's architect.
Welcome to Abilene.
Thank you. So, Rick, this is an awesome gym. A lot of history in this gym, and you said it was built when?
1929.
1929. Old hardwood floor still in here. And now, where would the locker rooms have been?
Now, tucked in under the bleachers on each side were the locker rooms, the weight rooms.
I know there are stairs out in the front that come up into here.
Right, and then a walkway across the back, and then these were just old concrete steps. You just sat on concrete benches.
Right.
So I've actually been to, I actually had to chaperone a couple of junior high dances that were in this gym.
Mm-hmm. Wow, so there are just a lot of memories in a school gym like this.
Yeah.
A lot of wins and losses in the games, and
a lot of community memory right here.
Under the bleachers in the old Eagle's Nest gym were the locker rooms and even an old weight room.
So Bob, we're going to go down under, these are the bleachers over our heads. You can see the concrete pour, and we're going to go down and under these bleachers and into old locker rooms and the weight rooms.
Okay.
So we continue to move under the bleachers, concrete bleachers.
So the gym is right out into there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one team would come through here and out on the floor.
And the crowd would cheer.
And the crowd would cheer.
And then, what is this? Oh, I recognize this stuff, some old weight equipment over here.
Did you do some of that?
Well, very little, as little as possible.
See, when we first saw these, we said, my goodness, these must have been for giants.
Yeah, these are huge.
That's pretty good size equipment.
We have light in here.
There's a little light in here.
Yeah, still under the bleachers. Oh, look. This is, I know what this is.
This is your historic bleacher.
I
mean, your seat.
This is the bench.
That's the bench.
This is where I spent all of my time when I was playing sports. Yeah.
A lot of memories on that bench.
I know the bench well. My goodness, look at that. Some writing on this whiteboard too. Designed for 8th grade field trip picture. Today is 5/25/07, May 25/07, last day of school. But what they didn't know is it was the last day of school in this building.
In this building.
Forever.
Forever.
The old gym was great, but I was ready to explore something we've never been able to see on this show, an old basement boiler room. So we headed back to the main building through the home ec classroom. This looks like it must have been home ec. We got all the sinks. You can learn how to wash dishes by hand. And where we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stations in here. So everybody learns how to do the dishes.
And how to cook.
And how to cook, because there would have been ovens in these sections, I guess, huh?
I think so.
Yeah, and stoves. Cool.
And a couple of refrigerators.
And the announcements would come on, I guess, through here.
Yes,
cool old
the
speaker.
intercom system. Through this door and across the hall is the old boiler room basement.
Oh, wow. Let's go check it out. That's what I want to see.
Take a look.
When you were in school, did you ever wonder what was through that one door that the maintenance man always kept padlocked? Well, we're about to show you. Look at all the pipes. I guess some of these have electrical in it, and some of them have, I guess, hot water for the boiler, or did at one time.
At one time, there's about, what, 100 years or 90 years of mechanical and electrical systems represented in here. So renovation upon renovation.
90 years. So is this a boiler?
This is the boiler. And that's probably not the original boiler.
Yeah, that looks a little newer
But
there.
that's a pretty good sized chimney running up through there.
This has had water in it at some point.
Yes, it has. There's a few, there's a few leaks that get in here.
Yeah, I guess because we're, subterranean here. We're underneath the...
And there's a spot over here on one side or the other where that's an old coal chute where they used to shovel coal in because it was a coal-fired boiler originally.
Really? And that's out here?
Yeah. This is a gas-fired.
This is gas.
This.
But the old coal-fired boiler. And this would be, I guess, the coal chute. Oh, wow. Look at all the stuff under here. I'm in water, I think, and mud.
Or mud.
But we have, we know what they did with all the broken desks now.
Is that there it is. There's the collection.
Look at this. Here's your old school desk with the book holder underneath there.
Watch your head.
Okay.
That's a collection of historic chairs.
Yeah. Looks like we found the coal chute back here, Rick.
That's it.
Yeah, and then is this one too?
2 of them.
2 of them.
Can you imagine how much coal it took to keep this building warm in winter?
Yeah, so you're saying, and I see light up through here, you're saying that the original boiler ran off of coal that was shoveled in through this way.
Yes.
Just dropped down here and wow, I may be walking on mounds of old coal here covered up in mud now.
You might be.
Yeah, it's very muddy.
There'd be a handful of maintenance men or plumbers, and they'd be shoveling coal into the furnace over here.
Wow, and is that the chimney you're standing by there? Wow.
That's the masonry chimney, and so that big metal flue ran into it. So this was kind of a boneyard, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is. That's awesome. School memories may be about the friends and the experiences, but too often the location of those events fall into ruin and are forgotten. Abilene High School won't be meeting that fate. Though this building will likely never be a school again, it will live on in some way. There are places like this all over Texas. Another lost legend down the road somewhere. And on Expedition Texas, we're going to find it. One of our photographers, Sean Block, was in the main building shooting some footage and came across what looked like a trail of blood and some really kind of disturbing graffiti.
Watch out, he lives here. Peekaboo.
So he wasn't too excited about going into the boiler room.
There is no doubt in my mind that Freddy Krueger lives here.